So they supposedly caught the boy that cooked Kirk's. Charlie Kirk. Let's see what they talking about. Let's see who it is. I'm curious. Black, white, light skin, orange. Y'all gonna load for 30 minutes? Like, what we on?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It's nighttime.
We got him.
Y'all did?
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there has been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with it. 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the three unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and three down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement.
So he read it. Does that make him? Let me stop it.
If you read this, you are gay, LMAO.
I want to see.
We are
Who is he?
indebted to law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank
That's what I'm saying, bro. You gotta watch out. It'd be scapegoats.
the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
I didn't see that one coming.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox,
Awesome.
our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of 100.
Whoa. Chat, I ain't gonna stop for no reason. Listen to the date he just said. Y'all can't tell me all this stuff is not
Including the ATF.
politics, bro.
At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time.
We're looking for the follow, Kazi.
In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period.
So his dad turned him
And
in?
I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public.
Samantha?
That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the
That's wild.
ability to walk through that crime scene and
Like that
walk
other
through the
bull
steps
that just got
the
told on.
suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized.
He like that boy Queso. Queso got told on by his dad. What's up with these? These not real men, man. Understand your
Continues
son
to be
ain't.
garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we
up,
see
Felix?
it,
What's up,
as
man?
we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000
I mean, it's good that he got caught, but by your dad, it's just a circumstance. Like, what, bro?
interviews. 7,000 leads.
I get he did a good thing, but would you turn your son in? Your son, the person you gave birth to. Come on, Brian.
As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run.
That's wild. I'm sorry. Maybe I come from a different background, but I get y'all point of view.
Run
I
out.
get it. Trust me. I'm 50-50, but I don't know if I could do that to my young boy.
The arrest is a testament to
Now, he might be sick. I get that. 'Cause I haven't been put in that position. I don't know.
the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake Field Office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees
Got a point, man.
of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Put a follow higher up. Yes, sir. They're going to show the board or?
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all,
You look like you about to cry.
I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us.
Go a long way.
And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
They wasn't letting up. Bro had too much of an image.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country, and violence is tragic everywhere. And every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that
I ain't no investigator, but somebody in the chat just said, where was this at with Melissa Horton? I ain't no investigator, but something smell fishy. That's all I'm saying. All that stuff we be seeing in the movies, that's all I'm saying, bro.
Charlie championed of expression,
RIP to her too.
that freedom of
I
expression
ain't saying RIP to get likes and all that. Like, these people were real people.
that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Even, especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much.
Looking for the follow, touch of gold. What did he?
Over the last 48 hours,
Israel.
I have been as angry as I have ever been, as sad as I have ever been. And it was, as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back.
That's a good point, Robbie.
I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. And he was right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me.
How old y'all think Boa was?
Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay.
You think his wife was faking?
He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option. But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now. Not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there is one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody and will be charged soon and will be held accountable.
Andrew, that's some John Wick stuff you're talking about.
All of us have an opportunity right now to do something different. I want to thank my fellow Utahns.
I ain't saying it's true or not.
You know, this bad stuff happens. And for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country.
Somebody from the state.
Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. And it was one of us. But I want you to look at how Utahns reacted the last two nights. There was no rioting. There was no looting. There were no cars set on fire. There was no violence. There were vigils and prayers and people coming together to share the humanity. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes. Because we can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse. But see, these are choices that we can make. History will dictate if this is a turning point for our country. But every single one of us gets to choose right now if this is a turning point for us. We get to make decisions. We have our agency. And I desperately call on every American, Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA, all of us to please, please, please follow what Charlie taught me. I'll just conclude with with words I share often from a friend and author, Yuval Levin, who was asked if he was optimistic about our country, and
Y'all think we could be ready?
he said, "I'm not optimistic." He said, "I hate optimism."
Or-
God, that sounds bad. But he said, optimism is a vice. It's this idea that good things are just going to happen. And he said, in the history of the world, good things have never just happened. He says, I'm not optimistic, but I am hopeful. And hope is the virtue that sits between the vices of optimism and pessimism.
Has anybody
Hope
passed away from those?
is the idea that good things are going to happen because we can make them so. I still believe in our country. And I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country. I still believe that there is more good among us than evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so.
You say be ready, stay
Ladies and
ready
gentlemen,
for
we're happy
what?
to answer any questions you might have.
You're just saying general. I thought that was going to show the bull. We still got time left, but
I cannot speak to that right now.
speak the word. Did they catch him? Say detailed capture of suspect. Charlie
Well, I
Kirk.
will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist," there's not. And by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. That's I think that
Martial
speaks
law.
for itself.
That's scary. Martial law is scary, bro. Ain't no YN abiding by no martial law. It's gonna be a lot of
There's nothing more that we can share at this time. Yeah, please.
Indicated that he had been communicating with a friend on Discord about the gun. Do you anticipate any more arrests?
We do not at this time have any information that would lead to any additional arrests.
Do you believe he acted alone?
Yes,
How do you do
but
this,
the
though,
investigation is ongoing.
How he came into custody of police and where he is right now?
Yes, so right now, Mr. Robinson has been booked into the Utah County Jail. You heard the president this morning report that he was taken into custody, that his family and a friend helped to deliver him into custody of law enforcement in Washington County. For those of you that don't know where Washington County is, it is the southwesternmost part of the state of Utah. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from here, where we are right now, and that's where he lived and where they turned him in.
It was like
Please,
Harvey
go here.
Dent and Batman the way they treating this.
I can't share any more than what I've already shared. Yeah.
How do you do this though? Like, what's a real plan? That's
So
ideal.
how we obtained the gun? The gun was found here. Yeah, so I don't have much more details on that. We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George.
he go
It's
to
actually
that
the city
school?
of Washington in Washington County.
Is he talking with authorities and did he discuss a motive?
I'm sorry. We don't have any information that would lead us to believe that. Yes, in fact, it's already
Mugshot. All right,
was just
it's a mugshot.
released. Yes,
Is they gonna show it?
Did he discuss a motive?
we. I can't answer that right now.
It's not live. It's like 46 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
Or a couple
Over here.
hour or something. A couple hours.
I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history. Yes. The question is, what kind of watershed? And that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history, or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history? Look. I mean, if you look at true political assassinations in this country of someone of this stature. This feels a lot like the late 60s, and having one so gruesomely displayed on camera in all of our hands and in all of our pockets. We are not wired as human beings biologically, historically. We have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with a gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral. This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage, again, I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community. That is happening, and it's happening organically right now. I had a friend in a small city in Utah who said, we're getting together, the Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion tonight, last night, just to find a way to find their better angels. So yes, this could be, I mean, you know, again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening. I wasn't born until 1975, but I know that things were really dark in the late 60s. Sorry to some of you. I know some of you were there. But this is our moment. Do we escalate, or do we find an off-ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice. Two more questions right here.
Social be controlled by the politics, though, and the higher ups sometimes. Like,
The timeline that Director Patel gave us led to the arrest at 10 p.m. Is there a direct connection between those two events?
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is that that through some process, the family came to know that this had happened.
Miranda, they all be political plays. It's just this, it kind of like mirror that scene.
Correct.
And everything.
Yes. So when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting here at UVU. Last question here. Yes.
Antichrist, I'm lost.
Yeah. So I don't have any information on the mental illness part. He was not a student here at UVU. He was living and had lived for a long time with his family in Washington County, for the most part of our cities. Thank you, everyone, for your great work in getting this information out. I just say, process-wise, this may be important. I know many of you aren't familiar with the process in Utah. I think it's important that you understand that. Basically, we have 3 days for charging documents to be filed. A CI will be filed. We'll have more information then, more detailed information as those charging documents are filed in preparation for a preliminary hearing. So 3 days. So we would anticipate then that early next week those charging documents will be filed. We will obviously be working. The county attorney will be working very closely with Mr. Kirk's family as those documents and decisions are prepared and made. Thanks, everyone.
Dang. So the whole time, I'm sorry, I thought that was going to showboy, but if y'all who didn't see who he was yet, this who he is. I just looked it up. So his name is Tyler Robinson, 22. Why do they always look like that? Like a school shooter? Like they look, I don't know. I keep it a being, they look like scapegoats, bro. If you ask me, they look like they just took somebody out of rehab and was like, yo, we need a fall guy. Just pick one up. I mean, like, put some clothes on him, have him walk around so we got evidence it was there. Have him jump off the roof. Maybe not. Maybe I'm trolling. Maybe I'm reaching. But yeah, bro, this is supposedly the guy. This him jumping off the roof. I mean, yeah, wow. Let me see. Hold on, they got video? Hold on. Is this? It's not gonna play. Video manhunt. Alright, it's not gonna play. Oh no, it did play. Or it's not. I want to see the. You mean? Don't buffer on me, bro. Cooking me.
To this far right corner.
Oh, all right. So here go the video, chat. Hold on. We could watch this because ain't nothing like.
Stills, those have already been released, but
the
we
same
want to make
boat I
sure
was
that they get as
talking?
much attention as possible so that we can get help from
He said this with the video, like.
Thank you, Governor. Bo Mason,
said they got a lot of
Commissioner for the
videos
Utah
out there.
Department of Public Safety. If you look up to the top left, you'll see the building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video, and I'll narrate as we walk through that.
Him right there? Oh, no.
So here you see the suspect ran behind that upper
Just seeing, okay.
upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner.
Dang.
As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint.
This was messing me up, chat. Pay attention to everybody that's walking around them. They're walking. I'm not seeing this. They could have took this from a different
Where
time.
we believe the suspect.
Why is it?
So here you see the
see him?
suspect
Watch
ran
these people
behind
over
that
here.
upper
They just walking. If you heard
upper building, he's going to come out on the right, moves
Y'all
to
gonna
this
be running,
far
right?
corner. As he
Why
does,
is
he's
they
going to
just
climb off
walking?
the edge
where all the crowd
and
that
then
was
drop
scattered?
down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that.
We get that, but where all the people that
It's
was
important to
running
note
and
his
scattering?
black T-shirt, his black pants, and appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive T-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to.
Now that long bag do look like it got something in it, not gonna lie. But why would he must wanted to get caught? Because why would he not take that with you?
Identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area.
Angel, you got a point, Angel. You got a point. You got a point. If y'all haven't seen that video, yeah, she got a point.
Around the parking lot, we're going to pan to the right.
He was? You got a link to that?
After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills? So here's the still photographs I mentioned. These have been enhanced.
Nah, bro. That looked like he posed for that picture so they could take it.
So these are slightly different than what we introduced earlier. Please pay close attention to the T-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle.
Come on, bro. It looked like my bro was like, yo, pose for the pic. This going on a gram. This don't look like they just accidentally caught him. It seems staged, y'all.
Hat with the
That's all
triangle
I'm saying.
and the sunglasses. If you'll go to the next picture, please. The backpack as well. All identifying features that we're hoping the public can help us identify and lead us to this suspect. Next picture. And again, there's a better picture of the hat with that triangle logo, and again, the T-shirt. Blue jeans, and you get a good look at those Converse tennis shoes as well. We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out, and we just ask for the public's cooperation through the public. The tips that have been coming in are what are giving us our next leads and enabling us to continue to further this investigation. We've had great cooperation from the public, and we're continuing to ask for that as we move forward. Thank you, and I'll turn time back over to Governor Cox.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Commissioner Mason. I want to thank Director Patel and his team. It's great to have them on the ground with us tonight. We've had several briefings, and he's had an opportunity to walk the crime scene. We appreciate our
I don't know, chat. What y'all think, man? Y'all think it was like a setup? I mean, like playing.
law enforcement here.
Let me just get at least 10 of y'all. I want to get a 10 rating of like 5 and 5 if it's even down the middle. But can I just get like at least 10 people tell me if y'all feel like it was a setup or not, bro? Cause I'm standing on the setup side. Seriously. And I don't even. Our next joint, we watching Jim Jones get beat up on the plane. That sound like it's gonna be funny. But yeah. Once again, RIP to Kirk. RIP to the, hold on, I want to say her name right. I don't want to just say some lady. But RIP to the other lady that was brought to our attention about the, that was another political figure that was assassinated. I don't want to say that and then get clipped, but RIP to Melissa Hortman. You feel me? I'm not looking at these people's skin complexion, their religion. I'm looking at them as people. They had souls. They are people. They deserve a respectful RIP. You feel what I'm saying? They were children at one point and they were innocent at one point. If we have to say if they did something wrong in their life, if we have to say RIP to that part of them being innocent and just being able to, have life, that's the part I'm saying RIP to. All right, so we got absolutely. Did you see the two guys behind Charlie? I did. She said one of them was at the Trump joint. She said one of the guys that was behind Charlie was at the Trump joint. And you know what I mean, I'm like, where the link at? I don't really want to I don't really feel like going into that. Like doing that research. Maybe let's see how long, like if I can find it ASAP. Matter of fact, let's just look at the Trump joint. Let's just go there while we're here before I get to the Jim Jones getting punched on the plane. All right, so Trump attempt. It was 2 of them? I didn't even know that. Hold on. All right, so look, they said the same bull.
That chart's a couple of months old, and
that was behind Charlie.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
I can hold you up. That shot sound like a cap gun.
Take a look at what happened.
Good looking for the follow, Angel. I appreciate your input. They say you're wearing the same sunglasses. You gotta show me which one. Point them out. But they stand Trump is up. Is it this guy? You're not talking about this guy, is it? Crazy. They have all these videos of the guy that did it, but they don't have videos of the plane. Yeah, the plane. So this guy right here was the same guy y'all saying? With the like blonde type hair.
Move to the spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go.
All right, hold on. This guy right here, right? I should have screenshot this. Let me see. I'm gonna do a little quick screenshot right quick. I'm not sure if it was him. I noticed him in a picture. What y'all saying is, well, that might be the same guy that was behind Charlie Kirk. Now, let me go to the Charlie Kirk joint right quick. I'm gonna just leave that pause right there. All right, Glorilla, we know you cooked, Young Thug. All right, so, well, I can't watch that right here, and I don't want to. That's a little graphic, and I guess I don't know. I don't know how to compare it right now, chat. I'm not sure if it was. I'm not sure if it was him. Yeah, I don't know how I compare it right now, chat. Cause I don't want to go to that video, or I mean, I guess they would show it like right before he like a lot of the videos didn't continue after. You feel what I'm saying? They showed it up until and kind of like repeated it. So let me see if we can find
the manhunt is.
Like, let me see if we could find, or just find a video. All right, this guy. Y'all saying this him right here. Hold on, chat. Let me get a better angle if I can. Let me try to get a better angle. We already went over that. We try and get back to him in the stables. Hold on, chat. Try and get back to him in the stables so we can find out like who was the same guy that who was the same bodyguard that Charlie Kirk and so this guy right here. But he don't have blonde hair. So that unless he dyed his hair, that can't be him, right? He gave hand signal, right? I know exactly what you're talking about. It seems though he gave a hand signal. This guy right here, right? So let's screenshot that. We're gonna screenshot this. Let me see where my screenshot button. I'm tripping. All right, so we screenshot the other guy, but he had blonde hair, so it couldn't be him. So we trying to find out who was the other guy. Like who is the same guy? Is it him? Is this the same guy that was in the video right here too? They all got sunglasses on, bro. You right? He don't got blonde hair.
Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move?
We watching. I'm gonna enlarge it.
Let's move. Let's move. We're clear.
Can we get better quality? 720 the best we could do, chat. We watching.
Come on. Let me get my shoes.
He lost his shoes? Dang, Chuck, I didn't know he lost his shoes.
So we got to move to the bus.
He looked like he just got out of bed at the nursing home.
Watch out.
The guy to the right. Hold on. Oh, the guy to the right. So, that's saying this guy right here? Because that's the only other guy I see that's visible. It looked like his face is longer. If not him, because his face not as, his hair not as dark than him, right? So let's screenshot it. We're going to screenshot this. We got this guy, and I don't know if this guy ever turned his head around. All right, so let's see. Never thought we'd be playing investigator.
So we got to move to the bus.
That can't be him. He look older.
Watch out.
Y'all acting like they can't get through y'all hands if they was to throw another yam in.
Let me get my shoes on.
I'm trying to see this guy, chat.
So we got to move to the bus.
Because he don't look like him. Let me keep it a bean. Yo, y'all cooking me. Y'all said that's him in the suit. Y'all saying that's him in the glasses. They all got suits and glasses on. FBI need to arrest the bodyguard.
So we got to move to the bus.
If the bodyguard ain't on it, trust me, the FBI probably on it.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my
I
shoes.
don't think we could get a good angle of this guy right here.
So we got to move to the
For
bus.
real, he looked like the person at best suit. This guy got blonde hair. This guy hair not dark enough, and he look older.
Watch out.
It's the only guy. I'm gonna compare after this, chat. Like I'm gonna bring the screenshots up that we took. If we can't get a straight shot of this guy. I really want to get his face. No diddy. That might be true, Jack. I might have got a bad angle. That's why I was trying to look for the straightforward shot, or like it was a better angle shot.
When you're ready.
I can't say this. A lot of people complain about the USA, bro, but we are lucky. If you ask me, we are lucky. Through the slavery, through all that, as of right now, the time that we in, we are lucky. So let me go to the screenshots, chat. Give me a second. All right, so y'all say find another. I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna try to find a better angle of this guy. Cause look young. He looks so young. He look way younger than the dude on the right. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. I'm gonna see if we can find a better angle of the video when it's showing him more head like face front. These is the videos talking about the guy right here. Like
It's fine. Okay.
all right, so look, it's a better angle. Can we look straight, dude? He definitely looked like he got an earpiece in his ear and he listening to something. But hold on. I want. All right, we just going to screenshot this right quick. All right. So I think that's a good one. I remember seeing him at Pennsylvania. Reminding me of a young Kevin Costner. Ayo, okay. Saying kinda looks like him. The bodyguard in the black shirt behind giving the shooting. That's this guy. That everybody, you know what I mean? Then seeing him. All right. So, hold on, chat. Let's bring up the screenshots. Because I don't think he's the same guy. And y'all might have a better eye than me. But from what I see, the guy that all those other dudes look way older. The guys that's with Trump, well, yeah, they look way older. So this is what we screenshotted, chat. This was the guy. Let me see if I could enlarge it and y'all can see it. Even though it's not the best image. This was the guy that was with Charlie Kirk that everybody is saying, you know. This is the guy that's next to Trump on the right. That's no way. No way. His chin is not, no way. Look at this dude's chin. No, he got the crimson chin. No way. And his hair is not as dark. It's not as dark, right? Unless he had a total makeover. There's some people look older. Under the sun? No. All right, look at his forehead. Look how small this dude's forehead is. Look how, come on. This dude at least in his 50s. If he in his late 30s to early 40s, this dude is at least in his 50s. This is the same dude from a different angle that's behind Charlie, right? And this is the guy on the left. I don't think that's him. Look at the air. Look at the air on this guy. All right, this is a long air. This, you can't really see his air on that one. But this, I guess. But nah. I don't think so. I don't think so. These not good enough images to try to compare it there though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's the same guy. And these the only two guys that was clear to see in Trump John. This guy and this guy. The only two guys. And the other guy, you really couldn't see the front of his face. He was turned around the whole time. That's the only one I think was like remotely comparable to this guy, right? The one on the right, not left. That's what I'm saying. This was the one on the left, right? And this was the one on the right. These were the only two dudes that really like could have compared besides the guy that was turned around. You really can't, identify nobody from the back of their head for real. I didn't really look into it. Not the same. Just wanted to question it. Yeah, I don't think they're the same, Angel. You might, yeah, your eyes might be better than mine, but I don't see it. We gotta get better pictures though. Maybe if you look into it and we get back on here and we bring it up in the future, then we can see like, oh, all right, that's a better comparison. And be like, all right, I see what you're talking about. But from these pictures that we got, that's not that high of a quality. I don't know. All right, so we moving on to the next video. I know this what some of y'all probably was here for, and I don't know how to end it off this segment. I don't want to say I'm glad. It's good that they caught the guy. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what people got going on behind. Some people defend people that they don't really know. You feel what I'm saying? So I can't speak on this man's life. I do say RIP because nobody deserves to have their life snatched like that. But it's a good thing that unaliver is off the street so they don't do it to somebody else. That's good. That's good. All right, so let's move on to the next one. RIP to Charlie. And now we getting into the video of Jim Jones getting punched out. Supposedly he was on the plane and he got beat up by the police. I want to see this one. That's that man.
Rapper Jim Jones.
Let me just read the rest of these Jones. That's Sean Curran. He's a security service agent. One is younger besides Kirk. Other at Trump Raleigh older. That's what I was saying. Yeah, people find the bodyguard. Let's say critical thinking is key. At the same time, Charlie was unalived. The voted to not release Epstein. Five? What you mean, Son Angel? Epstein a whole different beast. That's a whole different monster. and as a story itself.
No, I have no idea.
Anyways, I guess.
The death penalty. Genuinely curious. Do I support the death penalty? I do not. I do not. I believe if you do something that was done unto you, it makes you just as bad. So if the state or anybody that's in authority feel like they have the right to take a life, how does that make you? You're doing it for a reason in which you seem to make it justified under the law, but the law was man-made. So if somebody did something they feel as though it's right, even if they feel as though it's wrong, they did something, you're trying to do something to them that you say is wrong. You dig what I'm saying? So it kind of like collapsed on itself. I don't support that. I do support punishment in which you should suffer minus the pain, but just suffer. Like, is there such thing as mental suffering? Is there such thing as being alone? You dig what I'm saying? I understand those. I wouldn't even support. That's a touchy subject because I've been in jail and I know how unhumane they treat us. If it was just like solitary confinement and they still treated you like a human being, I even support life sentences. You feel what I'm saying? If you took my mom, I would want something to happen to you. If I can't do it to you, I would want something to happen to you. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to do it to you because I wouldn't want to do it to you for the simple fact, like I just said, I don't have the right to take. You feel what I'm saying? Morally, I wouldn't want to do it to you. In a time and moment, of course, I would want to react. But if it was up to you getting life or being free, I would want you to have life. But I still want you to be treated like a human being. I say my piece on that. But death penalty, I don't support it. Sorry. They voted and released the Epstein files. What up? Okay, what was just making sure your logic was constant. Because people scream he was a husband, a father, but so was Osama bin Laden and people on the death row. Agreed. No, let him to a jail and let the people in the jail play with. See, yeah. So that's the thing. If you got that mentality to be a monster, let you live in a world where it's all monsters. That's a different type of living. You feel what I'm saying? So I believe that makes sense for him to be in a jail with other people that did crimes. You feel what I'm saying? So if you in there with them, you living like them, is no innocence getting harmed. You know what I'm saying? Like is a separate way of living. But should people look down on them and treat them like trash and treat them like, unworthy animals? No. But I appreciate you for picking my brain on that. I'm not even like strategically trying to outthink the question. That's truly how I feel, bro. I've been on both sides of the fence. Couldn't connect, trying to reconnect now. Why that John clipping on me? All right, y'all. So let's get in this Jim Jones getting punched on video. Say real, my fault. I just love these comments. No, dude, hold on. Real, I'd rather them suffer in cell for the rest of their life and live with that guilt than die. Yeah, because a lot of people do change their mindset and how they look on life, and it kind of like becomes a punishment within itself. And then there's people like Kirk who said we should televise public executions anyways. He said that? Wow, that's wow. But he got his own reasons, bro. He might have had his own beliefs that a lot of people did. Well, of course he did. Everybody got beliefs that other people won't agree with. That's just the way life. They are trying to desensitize us with all the chaos. I think they been did that. They been did that with the socials. It's so much stuff that's going up on Facebook, Instagram. They did that already. People are used like it's 12-year-olds that know what a DB look like. You know what I'm saying? Like all the graphic and grungy parts of life. It's people that live on a greener side of the grass that know what it looks like on the other side. You know what I'm saying? He did and said it should be sponsored by Coca-Cola. That's wild. Now he's trolling.